What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bob's Garage, and today we're going to figure out what that symbol means. Alright, so you may have guessed it, but that light indicator means that we have a headlight burned out, and it is the driver's side. Alright, so here's what we picked up to replace it. It is the HID bulb that's burned out, or I should say not working. The replacement this is picked up at AutoZone. It's a D2S HID xenon bulb, and this particular bulb from AutoZone costs $99.99, and I also picked this up, which is probably a little hokey, but they do recommend that you don't touch the xenon or HID bulbs. So this was $1.99, and it comes with one single glove and bulb grease. Now I will say that AutoZone has a deal going on right now, and if you purchase a HID bulb, they'll give you a $10 gift card back, and that's if you purchase any Sylvania HID bulb. So I guess that wasn't too bad. So this ended up costing $89.99, and let's look into replacing this. Alright guys, so for this for the sake of this tutorial, I think what I'm going to do is remove the headlight, and so we can kind of see a little bit better behind here. Now your results may vary. This does have the xenon HIDs inside there, and that's what's burned out. So if yours doesn't have that option, or if you're looking at this video and trying to figure out how to do an older model or something along those lines, it may be different. Now you should be able to replace this bulb with everything in the car, but I'm gonna see. I might take the headlight out just so I can pull it out and video this better for you. So I'm going to remove these two bolts. Mine are a different type. This is kind of like an Allen. This is more like a star or hex. From my understanding, there should be a third bolt down in here somewhere, but mine is missing it, and from what I hear, everyone's car is typically missing that third bolt that locks your headlights in. So you can kind of see how my headlight sticks out just a little bit. It might be because of that missing bolt, but yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbolt these two and get this going. Alright, so we got these two bolts out, and we should be able to wiggle it just a little bit. Okay, and what we're going to do now is, let's see here, should be able to disconnect our wire so we can get this out of here. Alright, so I'm going to be honest, I've never removed my headlights without removing the front bumper here. So we still have the front bumper on, we haven't touched it, and this is my first time basically working on the car since I got it back from the body shop. Here's something that I noticed here. My finger's in the way. Awesome. So this is the front bumper here. You can see the tire, and it looks like this headlight's been rubbing a little bit here on the paint. Okay, so the reason why I bring this up is if you do want to remove your headlight with your front bumper on, over here on this side, if you look right here, that like tube looking thing, that locks in to that black hole back in there. So to free this tube looking thing from that hole, you basically have to kind of grab this side of the headlight and pop that side of the headlight out, so you can then move it out of that hole. So you got that tube that's like kind of stuck in there. I think that's for the auto leveling feature, and I think, I could be wrong, but we're gonna see, but I think now we have enough room to get the wire connectors all free or loose. So we got this one here on the side. There it is. And then we just have the other one over here. So that's what we're going to try now. Okay, so for the turn signal bulb, I think instead of trying to disconnect this wiring harness, I'm just going to spin this. So I just spun it and then pull it out. Alright, look at this bulb. The bulb almost looks like it's wet, but what it is, I think it's the colored amber coating is flaking off. So I'm not gonna touch that, we'll just leave that there. And we're gonna figure out this next section here. Okay, so before we go much further, I should point out that I did disconnect the battery. And to get a better look at the wiring connector that's coming into this side of the headlight, we're gonna flip this over here, so hold on. Okay, so all I did here was rotate the headlight, and you can see this white rag. I just put that on top of the bumper to protect the paint. And this is the wire connector that we're just trying to remove for the sake of this tutorial. Alright, so there you have it. There is our turn signal bulb. This was the wire connector that plugged into the back of the headlight enclosure. And I didn't really have to do much with it. I mainly just put a screwdriver in between the headlight and the bottom and pried it, and it just popped loose. Over here you can always check your headlight washer connections. Everything looks good here. And here it is, all of its glory. So the bulb, the HID bulb that we're looking to replace is behind this trap door. And let's tear into this thing. Here's the back once more. This was where we just disconnected the wiring connector. This was where the headlight or the turn signal plugged in. Okay, you're gonna pull on this clip a little bit. Release this little trap door. And these just lock into these tabs here. Okay, we'll set that off to the side. We're just basically taking a look inside here, seeing how everything looks. And with these HIDs, there's a couple different pieces or parts to the HID itself. One is the bulb, and the other is the igniter. So I believe the igniter is a lot more expensive than just a bulb. And I could be wrong, but it's almost looking like the igniter is on the other end of this, almost kind of like braided wire. So basically in the bottom, that silver piece along the bottom, almost kind of looks like a flyback transformer from an old TV, for those of you that are a little bit older. Okay, so what I believe we need to do is release these guys here, and there's, yeah, it just looks like one set. It's kind of like a spring keep, and then we should be able to actually remove the connector that plugs into the bulb. So stand by. Okay, so here's how it works. I believe that spring keep is just to hold the bulb in the housing. This piece here, which actually connects to the bulb, I believe you can remove this without even touching that spring first. So to remove it, you just twist it and then it pulls free. And you can see how there's like 4 notches in here. They kind of align with, there's one on each side of the bulb here. So they were kind of like this, and then it was like that. So I just twisted it, pulled it out, and now that it's out, it's a lot easier to get these springs out. Okay. See how it just kind of folded down, pull it through, and there it is. Okay, it says Osram Xenarc. I don't think that'll show up on camera, but it says O3 W as in whiskey dot Germany, and then it says D2S 35 watt 66040, and that's the bulb. So this is the old burned out bulb. We're hoping that this is what the problem was. And what we're going to do is replace it with our replacement bulb. But, and I mentioned it before, here's our replacement bulb. It says to not touch the bulb. So we bought our own little sexy glove kit with bulb grease. I'm going to be honest, there was not a single shred of evidence of bulb grease on here. So, and I already had gloves, but whatever. So I don't think I'm going to apply any bulb grease to the new bulb. This is totally a dry connection. Bulb grease is kind of a thing in the past. Oh, I shouldn't say that. It's highly recommended for shitty GM vehicles and the like. But, okay, so we're going to open up our single glove, put that on, open up our new bulb, and pop it in there. And that's what the inside looks like. And pray to God it's just the bulb that we needed. Okay, let's go like here. That's with my flashlight shining through there. Ooh. There you go. I could just use AAA flashlights. Boom. Alright, so the old is on the left, the new is on the right. And the new one does say Germany on it. So, hey, looks pretty comparable. The new one I can see at the base has like a metal, some sort of a metal holder looking thing. And the old one did not have that. But yeah, let's go ahead and try this out. Okay, so I didn't really figure out or mark or annotate which direction the bulb was mounted in here. All I do know is that the dots were at the 3 and the 9 position. So I got my glove on here, and I'm gonna push this in here. Okay, there it is. Then we're gonna flip up this metal bracket here, and it's gotta go around those knobs sticking out, and then the ends of the metal bracket go in the channels up above here to lock it in. Alright, so I answered my own question. So I got it locked in there with those metal paperclip looking things. The bulb's not sitting square. You can see on the bottom of the bulb there's a little black channel right here. That needed to be at the 12 o'clock position, all the way at the top. You can kind of see up above there. So what I gotta do is rotate the bulb around, and then it should lock into place. Alright, so there you have it. Man, I wish this camera would focus a little bit better for you guys. And the bulb is seated flat and square in the mount. And now we will just reconnect this guy here. And we gotta mount. I'm gonna do this with two hands so I don't lose my headlight. We're just gonna push it in and turn it. That's all it is to it. Okay, there you have it. So I believe I started like up here and then I turned it down to lock it. It's all pretty well engineered. It's definitely German. Okay, so we're just gonna put this door in here, flip this guy down to lock it. Okay, that should make it weatherproof again. Just visually inspect, make sure that this guy's locked down. And that should be about it. We're gonna go ahead and slide it back into the car, plug it up and test it out. Alright, so before I bolt it back in, I know it's only 2 bolts, but before I do that, I'm gonna hook up the battery and actually test this out and see if these light up or ignites. If not, it could be some sort of an igniter problem. I will say I did not run the VAG codes, so that could be a clue, but we'll see. We're just doing the bulb, so we're gonna hook up the battery, try it out, and see what happens. Alright, so we might have a problem. Got in the car, turn the key on. There's the passenger side. Here's the driver's side. Shit. Alright, so just the bulb didn't fix it, at least not momentarily. I'm gonna go grab the laptop, hook the laptop up to the car, scan for codes. Maybe I need to clear something. This is my first time replacing a bulb, and the previous owner, I'm the second owner on this car. The previous owner had all of his work done through the Audi dealer. So I want to say he spent like $1,400 per light bulb or per headlight. He replaced them when they were about 10 years old. So not sure why this one burned out so soon when the other ones lasted from the dealer lasted over 10 years. Uh, Hopefully it's something easy.